Yo, first off, I'm not into all the politics. I'm in a straight buck. Yo, I'm getting buck on you.
When it comes to the Miami Krump scene, I would have to say the two pioneers who actually started it were myself and a very close friend of mine named Chiz. His real name is Rashad. It all started when I first saw the movie Rise. I seen all the passion and all the raw essence of what Krump was, and it wasn't only until I seen Todd Ice grab a chair and slam it on the stage in his battle. From that point on, I needed to know what caused that raw emotion, what caused that passion that came out of people. So coincidentally, a couple days later, Chiz calls me up and he asked me, "Yo, you want to learn Krump?" And I told him, "Yo, I just saw it a couple days ago on Rise. I'm down. Let's do it." So we all got together. We started watching the YouTube clips of Todd Ice, Miho, Slayer, Little C, Miss Prissy, Daisy, T-Fly, those dancers. We started studying them, trying to mimic their movements and try to figure out how do they do the things that they do. Then a couple months later, we realized that Todd Ice created a tutorial, Krump 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. And we realized we could order it online, so that's what we did. We got it shipped over to our house. We went to Rashad's house and played it in his garage. So we learned off of those DVDs. But of course, we were all bad at first because we were just learning. It took us a very long time to get the actual feeling of how to do the basic style of Krump. Then, fast forward a couple months later, we decided to session up in this school parking lot. We met Wiz, our third pioneer in this Miami movement. He had his little homies with him, which was Adam Twin Wiz, Advent, who's a soldier in the Navy. Also, we met Kenny, which is the fourth. We met Kenny K-Styles. He came over and sessioned with us also. We also had a dancer called Havoc. She doesn't dance anymore, but he was 6'7", 280 pounds of just raw power, and he was one of the best we had. We sessioned, we got to know each other, and we decided to get together finally and build this movement. A couple months later, we met Hart, which is the other pioneer in this movement. He came from Ohio, and we all got together. We started battling with each other, having fun amongst one another. We realized we could learn from each other, so that's what we did. Then we realized, we practiced enough to branch out and go to other cities. So it was one city called Jacksonville that we met on an online forum where all the Krumpers from around the world got together and chatted. We decided to talk mess to each other competitive-wise, and they actually came down over and we all met each other and we all battled one another. And that was the first time we met another city when it came to Krump. Later on, we met other dancers named Illinois. You'll know him as Ramon. We met Volt, known as Sean. They all came when we decided to host Krump in a church that we had. Our church named CCI decided to let us hold Krump events inside their church. Me and Shaw presented Krump to the pastors to let them know that this is a way of reaching out to youth in gangs and in violent situations and in violent neighborhoods, that there's a way out. There is a way to get out of the violence and be able to survive with something positive. So he saw that the opportunity, and he let us host this Krump events. So when that happened, we seen the growth of Krump from what it was. We had over 20-something dancers in Miami alone, about 10 girls, 10 guys, and that was just the beginning. It also grew into more dancers. So we also figured out that there were other dancers in Orlando. So it was Crisco. He's also dancing in California, World Dance, things like that. He's doing those type of things now. It was an Asian crew called the Cup Fam. It was like 6 little Asian dudes crumping, and it was pretty awesome. And that was what Orlando was made of at the time. And so we all got together, Orlando, Jacksonville, Miami, and there was another city called Tampa, which is Los, Meek, and Fearless, and Soul Stacks were the 4 main pioneers in Tampa. So all of them, we all got together, and it was the first Krump event of Florida called OTM, which was Orlando, Tampa, Miami, but with Jacksonville sprinkled inside of it somewhere. We couldn't fit Jacksonville in there because it wouldn't sound good. So they was all in there. We all battled each other, and it was one of the best experiences we ever had. And then you want to fast forward a couple of months, years later, me and Hart decided to branch out. We left Miami to Virginia. That's when we first saw tie-dyes in person. It was one of the most intense feelings and experiences ever, because we actually attended a workshop where tie-dyes taught us how to actually crump correctly in person. So if I were to give anybody any type of advice, please attend a workshop that tie-dyes has, because he will give you the history behind Krump in California, and he will teach you how to properly jab, arm swing, how to properly do the dance. So we saw him in person, we saw Solo in person, Crush in person, Mad Hatter in person, Knucklehead in person, Solo in person. I think I said that already. Yeah, so that was our first experience with tie-dyes. Then me and Hart realized there has to be way more than this. This is an awesome feeling. And Chiz, K-Styles, Wiz, we all were in that same building with tie-dyes also. So it was, as far as for Miami, it was one of the best situations we could have ever been in. After that, me and Hart decided to leave Miami again and head to Boston. That's when we've seen a whole different world of crumpers. That's when we met Little Style Ripper for the first time. One thing about leaving Florida, leaving the scene of Florida, is that you see the different styles of crump, and you become humbled. Because in Miami, after taking tie-dyes class, you become really prideful and really confident in what you can do. And once you step out to the Florida scene, you realize the different styles, and it humbles you quick, because you're not as advanced as they are, and you realize, wow, there's more I can learn. So that was our experience in Boston. Now, when we come back home to Miami, we tell everyone what happened, what's going on, and then we decided to throw events of our own. We hosted our first Godcore events in our church, and we also hosted 7 Days of Wildin', which is our biggest event we ever had in Florida. When we had Twin Up, Kid Style Ripper, Little tie-dyes, Spartan, and we had tie-dyes and Bishop Cofield come to Miami and just display what Krump really is to everyone. The cast of Step Up 4 was there. The whole dance scene of Miami was in that small building, experiencing what raw Krump is. I can't believe that I forgot Devin Noctane. He's our best Krump dancer to this day. He literally came from Twin Heart. He was Twin Heart's little homie, and then from the one day to the next, he exploded and turned into this phenomenon that we have. He battled the best in Miami. He actually went to All Styles events and placed second. He went out and battled top dancers like Little tie-dyes and Ty. He actually had very high recognition in the Krump world.
You're right.
And that's something that a lot of us aspired to do, but aspired to reach, but we never got to those heights. And I want to commend him for that. He reached heights that we all wish we could have reached. Now, as far as the event that we had, this is where Noctane made his statement. In the 7 Days of Wildin', everyone poured out their heart and their passion on the dance floor. Everyone danced like they never danced in their lives, because tie-dyes was there watching and supporting the movement in Miami. Next thing you know, weeks later, tie-dyes labbed with us personally in the back of the church. He taught us one-on-one certain things that we could work on, and once again, I advise you guys to please take a tie-dye workshop. He's the creator of this dance, and no one better you can learn from than the creator. Also, We also traveled to Virginia, again for the third time, I believe. We usually hit those events out there pretty often. East Coast event and Krump are held mostly in Virginia, Rhode Island, and Boston. But yeah, as far as the scene in Miami and in Florida in general, it's really big. It diminished a little bit because people decide to do their own thing, have their own lives outside of Krump. But there's still people coming up and learning in the dance scene and in the dance studios. We have Steve. He teaches Krump in his studio, and Hart, one of the pioneers I mentioned before, he teaches and a dance studio also. So if anyone wants to learn Krump, I advise you guys to go to one of those two dancers. Another advice I give you guys is respect the people who came before you. Given the fact that we don't dance as much as we used to, we're older now and we can't move the same way we used to move, simply because Father Time really kicks in and undefeated. So even though we're not as tight as we used to be, I advise that you respect the people who laid the work down and opened the doors for all you guys to start dancing now. In Miami, like I said, it was myself, Chiz, K-Styles, Wiz, Twin Wiz, Hart, Havoc, those dancers, and Noctane, those dancers paved the way for everyone that's dancing now. They put Miami on the map. And I advise you guys to respect Jacksonville's OGs and veterans also in Tampa and Orlando. Krump has evolved and is really big in Florida especially, and especially in the commercial dancing in Florida, but unfortunately it's misrepresented. So those who want to take Krump serious, please take Krump workshops, take those DVDs, Krump 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, learn from it. If you want to take it serious, take it serious. And I wish you guys nothing but the best. Succeed in whatever you guys want to do. And respect the OGs. Wait. I forgot one thing. I want to talk about battle etiquette. There's one thing I've seen a lot of people do in the battle scene when it comes to Krump. One thing you don't want to do is disrespect someone's Krump by getting in their face and stopping their dancing. So for example, let's say I'm dancing, right, and I'm doing whatever I gotta do. If someone puts their hand in my face while I'm dancing, that's interrupting my Krump, and that's not fair, and that's very disrespectful. You don't want to do that, okay? In event battle scenes where there's different styles of people and judging you and things like that, you don't want to stop the tracks. You don't want to sit there and say, oh, this is competition, so I'm going to stop your track. No, you want to let them perform, let them do what they got to do, and then you as a competitor outperform them, right? Then now there's the second type of battling. It's called street battle, which is my favorite. It's basically no holds bars, no rules except for physical contact, of course. That's just when you're on pavement next to a car, or you're in the garage. You put the tracks on and you go round for round, blow for blow, and Krump. You could restart the track all you want. You can talk, message someone all you want. It's a very tough dance. And when it comes to street battles, it's the grimiest, toughest environment you can ever be in. Think about it like this. You're by yourself in the midst of 100 people, and the person you're battling are all friends with all friends with those 100 people. So it's you by yourself in the midst of wolves. So you have to dance your heart out while everyone is going against you, while everyone is looking at you, not saying a word. Everyone is down talking you. That's just coming up in the dance and in the Krump battles. Little by little, you'll earn your respect. Another thing is, don't cry for respect. Don't sit there and say, you're not telling me I'm good enough. You're not validating me. When it comes to Krump, we have to start from the bottom up. You earn your respect. You put in your work to get respect in the dance scene. I assume it's like that for any other dance movement. You don't come out as a new person, no one knows you, and you're going to get all the respect in the world. No, you're going to start from the bottom. You're going to earn your respect, and when you pay your dues and you put in your work, then you finally get your respect, and then you get your props. That's how it is in Krump, and that's how it'll always be. Also, when it comes to the actual dancing, you don't want to do any sexual movements, because Krump is not a sexual dance. It's a very power-oriented, very raw dance, and there's nothing raw about maneuvering your hips in a sexual manner, or if you're a girl, throwing your breast at another girl, or maneuvering certain things in certain ways. It's not about that. It's about expression. It's about delivering your character out into the dance scene. Now, I believe that's all I have for when it comes to battle etiquettes. Be very respectful, like I said, when it comes to battling. You don't want to create enemies. You want to create respect. And yeah, last thing I want to say also, don't cry for respect, man. Earn it.